Peace Collective. Today we are talking about sex, soul ties, and signs of soul ties. So I have to talk about this because the team just be giving me a bunch of they give me a bunch of information and insights, and ultimately I think it's really beautiful to discuss these topics because the world right now, these generations are having sex and sexual intercourse very cavalier, okay, with no true insight into what they're doing to their selves, their spirit bodies, and it's jumping from one person to the next person to the next person very carelessly. Okay, some are being careless with their health as well, but we are talking about the carelessness of the spirit. Okay, so I was having this conversation with my divine counterpart last night. We were talking about past lovers. And I was like, are you like trying to piss me off or something? But that wasn't the case, and I understood that it allowed for deeper insights to actually come through having this discussion with him. Now, in this, I was being shown that a lot of you are getting with people that you don't know the heaviness that they carry. So for me right now, Spirit has me on a raw vegan diet. And my body and my spirit is loving it. Okay, we are just like, yes, this is how we need to feel. So in the dream, I was able to feel, sexual pleasure, right? I wasn't being sexual, but it was kind of like that pull, right? That desire that you have for someone. But I looked at this person and I could see the heaviness. Now, the way Spirit was describing, the heaviness that I was seeing, it was very disturbing. You could see this person kind of filled with meat, right? Like heaviness. I'm gonna say like a red sauce, which was kind of like, I'm guessing the blood. And the blood was just gunky and it was very polluted. And so I told the person, now what was also shown to me, because it wasn't me in this dream. However, in this dream, I was shown, I was feeling what these energies were feeling, was that the woman was also very mechanical, right? It's kind of like luring someone into a trap and kind of trapping them there. And me and my divine partner were talking about, his ex and exes of mine. And how I was looking at someone based off of the physical and not necessarily the spirit that they were carrying. And there was this guy that the way I was about him, I would have converted. At this point in time, I was very much fighting my spiritual journey. And so I was like, I'll convert to Christianity for him. I want to marry this man. I want to have his babies. And no, absolutely not. It was the same at 333. No, absolutely not. Because as good looking as he was, as my physical type that he was, okay, just everything in the right places, looking right, looking fine. A part of me knew that I wouldn't be happy if I couldn't be myself. But I still chose in my spirit at that point in time to compromise. Entered into a relationship with him. Obviously, it didn't work. I wouldn't be here giving y'all these messages if it did. I don't believe. Because he knew how to talk to me. He knew how to calm me down, but also let me see the bigger picture of things when I was being irrational. I felt very at peace with this person. We would fall asleep on the phone. And I was like, what I'm getting from him was worth it. Now, intimacy-wise, we were not compatible. It was just not great. But because of how I felt, I wasn't looking at the bigger picture of these things. And to say all that to say that he was consuming animal products. He was consuming meat. As buff and as good looking as he was, he just missed my height requirement by a little bit. And so I could let it pass because he was taller than me. I say that to say that there was this heaviness of his spirit, the heaviness of what he was going through. And I was just like, it's okay. It's okay to deal with the things that I don't want to deal with, because what am I getting in return? And a lot of you young ladies are willing to compromise. Now, mind you, I don't think for someone else who's in alignment with that, he would be a bad partner. I know for me, that wasn't the calling of my heart. But a lot of you are women, you're nurturers, right? You are the ones that are physically nurturing in this earth plane experience. And you tend to see someone that's broken and wants to nurture that, and it's time to stop. It's time to no longer be willing to take less of what you deserve, to settle for less than what you've established in your books and your requirements. Because picking up the heaviness of someone, it is that aspect of being with someone that you're like, oh, this feels good. I'm getting something from it, but what am I allowing to be dumped into my playground? What am I allowing to come into my womb space? Is it toxic? Is it heavy? Now, in the dream, the particular individual wasn't necessarily, spilling toxic ooze and gunk, but it was the heaviness with meat, right? And this like thick red sauce that literally made up a human body. And in someone consuming meat, right, and this heavy red sauce, more than likely there's parasitic energies running in that environment. Are you allowing this into your womb space because the person looks good, because the person knows how to talk to you, because the person may have a nice car, because the person may be a provider, because the person may be a protector, but at what cost? See, celibacy isn't a thing that should be shunned and looked at as an aspect of, oh, this isn't anything, like, what am I being celibate for? You're being celibate for the spirit of your, for the health of your spirit, for your physical health, okay? For you to be able to be in tune with your thoughts, for the health of your womb space. Your womb space, ladies, is attached to your magnetics. And it's not just that the man is heavy and he's dumping heaviness into your playground. We have to also talk about the women, right? The women that are trying to lure men because they want something that they have, and I'm being told to talk about it. And it literally was like a hook, right? And an entrapment to something that was cold and pulling them down. You see, a lot of you are experiencing sexual energy. A lot of you are experiencing the desires of the physical flesh, but you're not looking at what is costing you in the long run. Men, if you are with someone that is entrapping you, is she entrapping you because she sees that your finances, something that she wants to have access to? Is she trying to, access spiritual wealth between, that's been established in your bloodline? Is she trying to take the partner of another woman? And men also do the whole trapping thing, but again, it's dumping toxic ooze. And I want to talk about these soul ties, because a lot of you don't realize that soul ties are happening every time you lay with someone, every time you're having this sacred energy exchange, because your energy is sacred. So you're having this sacred energy exchange and you're creating soul ties. And some of you are creating soul ties with people who do not want to let go. And so in this aspect of creating soul ties with people who don't want to let go, let's look at some of the signs. So some of the signs is, one, that person's still popping up in your dreams, period. Two, they're popping up in your dreams in a sexual manner. When you're trying to think of someone new, they pop up in your mind. when you have sexual thoughts, they pop up in your mind, or your mind is going back to the sexual experiences that you had. You're experiencing a certain level of being, aroused through those thoughts. You are you're exploring self. I'll say it that way. I'm trying to keep it PG with the thought of this person in mind. This is where, like, you smell a scent, you think of them. Where, a car drives by and you think of them. Like, anything that's pulling you into their direction energetically, it's letting you know that there's still that soul connection. And it doesn't mean that some of you aren't doing the work to get rid of these soul ties, but let's talk about that as well too, because some of these people that you're connected with, even though you may have blocked them, even though they might not be in your physical life anymore, the spirit does not want to let go because it's still feeding off of you. Now, they could be feeding off of you and other people at the same time, okay? It doesn't mean that you're special from that standpoint. It means that it's a parasitic energy that's looking to feed, and you need to use wisdom in who you allow in your energetic space, because these soul connections are real. These soul connections can last, some can last lifetimes. Some, them trying to constantly feed off of you, right? I feel like it's about doing the work to release what doesn't belong. And give me 1 second, because I honestly, I want to pull cards with this. I got my cards in my bag. I'm going to grab them here. Okay. And I'm going to call on Archangel Michael. Come on, Archangel Michael, to do this reading. Okay. Let's touch my number readings. Archangel Michael. All right, what messages, what insights do we have for the collective concerning soul ties? Oh, okay. All right, so the first one that came out was Sword and Scales. And I feel like this is speaking to becoming balanced within, right? When there is a soul tie, definitely calling Archangel Michael to cut the cord. When you feel that someone is very much leeching on your energy and doesn't want to let go, right? They may even be letting you know that they're not letting go through calls, through text messages, even through punishing energies. This is where your scales are out of balance, where now you need to cut off the heaviness. Because if you are attached, cancel that statement. If someone's attaching to you, or even likewise, if you are attaching to someone else, right, you need to see the truth of how you are operating, right, to cut those cords on your own as well. Because if you need to feed off of anybody, my dear, you are not operating in divinity. You are not operating from truth. Okay, and definitely not the proper alignment. If you are someone that's being fed off of, and this is causing the heaviness, okay, on your scales, you need to basically release that heavy energy and come back into the essence of self. And then we have old car. And I feel like this is speaking to, when something is feeding off of you, right? It's keeping you in a disempowered state. It's keeping you, tired. It's keeping your car rusted. Your windows busted out. You're leaking. That's what they're telling me. Leaking essence, right? You're allowing your light to it's like a gas leak that won't stop, right? And now you're stuck in the past. It's keeping you stuck in certain cycles. It's keeping you stuck in certain patterns. And you're looking at those patterns from a standpoint of nostalgia. Oh, I miss this person. You don't actually miss the person. What's actively happening is that this person is draining your fuel, is draining your strength. And now you are tired. And you're like, you know what? I was looking good when I was first with this person. And so you start reminiscing on those times when you were vibrant. Guess what? They took your charm. They've been siphoning off of your energy, and in them taking your charm, okay, now you are looking respectfully raggedy. Now You are looking tired, exhausted, older than you need to be looking. I'm not trying to sit here and push celibacy from a standpoint of you should never explore sex, or that sexual energy isn't something beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful when it's done with the right person, when it's done with the right partner. And then you have the next card, which is handcuffs. Okay, so for the handcuffs to come out is letting you know it's like you need to break free. You are in bondage. You are tied to someone. We're talking about soul ties right here. And handcuffs come up. Come on, Archangel Michael ain't playing with y'all today. I'm not playing with y'all either. There's aspects of you that are being suppressed in the realm of people feeding off of you. Okay, in the realm of people being attached to you. Do you understand me? Something is detaining your blessings. Something is siphoning off of your blessings. What else? And they're taking it for themselves. What else do we have here, Archangel Michael? What else we got here? Come on. And you know, it's time to really learn to love yourself. Hold on, one card came flying out. Flying out. Book burning. Okay, so excuse me. Book burning. This is speaking to a lot of you. Your voice has been silenced. You don't even know what you want to express, right? You have all these unexpressed emotions being, silenced within, because you're like me with the guy I was telling y'all about. Oh, no, it's okay. I'm not going to use my voice. You know what? I'll be a devoted Christian, knowing that Christianity in all reality takes away accountability from people spiritually. They're looking for this mystical God in heaven to save them, when God has given us the strength to save ourselves. You're allowing your voice to be taken away for a good time because it feels physically good, but what's happening to your emotions? So you're not able to actually speak the truth of what you feel. A lot of you are even getting played because these types want to sit here and just dump their toxicity all over town. And so now you're sharing the man of another woman. And look at this. This is polluted all over all over social media, all over the media. You got love and hip hop, and I don't even know if that's a thing anymore, right? I'm probably talking about something old. I don't watch TV, so I don't know what's current. But you have Love Island, all these different types of dating shows. Even The Bachelorette. You got all these women competing for this one same man, honey. Let him go, okay? Let him pour his toxicity where they're allowing their toxicity to be poured, because it is truly an aspect of you coming into your voice so you don't feel like you're being suffocated, because that's what this book, the book burning is speaking to, being, suffocated. It's speaking to the fact that your internal world, it's being persecuted. You can't be yourself because you let the wrong person into your energetic field, and you can't speak your, and this is speaking to mind games. Literally, they're playing mind games with you. What else? No came out. The answer is no. We're not letting them do this. Absolutely not. This is way too men in spirit. But I'm gonna go with this one because this one it says Roblox right there. And literally, no. You sit here and say, you know what? My power, my body is mine. My womb space, my energetic space. I will not allow you to add these roadblocks, right? To delay my destiny, to delay me exploring the essence of who I am. No one's really talking, to children. And yes, children, about respecting themselves. I'm not saying that it's not happening whatsoever, but when then the children become, adolescent. I mean, because, things are starting early nowadays. To put so much self-worth into a child that they don't ever want to be with someone who isn't going to validate and love them and pour into them in the way that their parents did. Okay? Do you want roadblocks to be established in your children's lives? Absolutely not. Do you want it to be established in your own life? Absolutely not. What is Archangel Michael? Nope. Oh. Okay, so we got tools that came out, and I feel like Spirit is trying to change the narrative of this message to something empowering. And tools is that regardless of whatever someone has taken from you, okay? And I love that because I was told to flip the card over. I'll get to it. But whatever narrative has happened in your life, right? Whatever someone has tried to write in your energetic space, in your womb space, you have, okay, the tools to clear that person out, right? That is calling on Archangel Michael, that is doing, salt baths, cleansing, womb healing, right? Meditation to voice your opinion and your right when something tries to come up in a dream. No, I do not consent to this person being in a energetic space. I call on Archangel Michael to cut the cord, talk to God to have them be removed. And I've been practicing this in my own life, right? Because what people don't realize, soul ties and these connections isn't something that just happens to just go away on its own. It's something that you have to consciously put in the work to dismantle what has been established already. And in dismantling what has been established already, you are now able to come back into your energetic space, but understand that some of these soul ties that you guys are dealing with are for years. And in this process that it's been for years, the sooner you do the work, the more that they're going to clear out. You have to realize some of these people are very persistent. And this is why it's very important for you to do the work. Be very careful with who you lay down with. And so it's time for you to build up your light body. This is time for you to build up your energetic wall, right? Your energetic space where you know what can come in and what can't. This is now you exercising your will, you asserting your will over your life. And this is going to take time, but understand that as you do so, you have the wheel of karma. And so the wheel of karma is ultimately divine intervention. I feel like this is your ancestral team for the highest good, your spiritual team for the highest good, the angelics, those that you can work with, right? That can actually bring a restoration of balance, into what you lost, what you've given away, for some of you. And in this, understand that you're going to start rising to the occasion of your life. You're going to start, feeling circumstances falling more into place together for you, because you're no longer just allowing anything to come into your energetic field. You're dictating what can and what cannot. And then you get to the place where you're able to just relax, right? Because we have a hammock where you're able to breathe a little bit, where you're able to just let down the defenses, because you're no longer being pummeled by energies that don't belong in your energetic fields. You're now inviting the night in, right? This is the overarching card. This is now where the hero comes in. You become the hero in your story, and in you becoming the hero in your story, right? Someone that is a vibrational match, someone that is going to love you, someone that's going to see you, someone that's going to allow the vulnerability of you to come to the forefront, someone that's going to nurture you, someone that you are going to nurture, someone that is going to see the essence of who you are is going to come into your life. My dear, allow yourself to be fearless and asserting what you desire, because whoever does not stand the test of time is never meant to be there in the first place. Take care from me in spirit. Peace.